What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Kara Corey here, and I'm gonna do a little talk for you guys today. I've been thinking a lot about where I'm at right now in terms of my macros, my health, how I'm feeling, and I've just been feeling really good that I almost didn't want to jinx it and talk about it, but I wanted to share with you guys the things that I've been doing differently and what's been working really well for me. In terms of things I've been doing differently, January of this year, I did stop taking birth control. I think some of you guys know that now. I didn't stop taking it because I was trying to have babies. I purposely stopped taking it because I had been on the birth control pill for literally 20 years of my life. I was started on it extremely young due to acne. They put me on it at a young age in my teens. And I had stayed on it ever since, obviously, because Jason and I have not been trying to have kids. So I've been on it. And I just got to the place where when I asked my doctor, is it healthy? Are there any risks? I didn't really get a good answer from her, and it made me really uncomfortable, and I decided to go off of it. I just felt like I wanted my body to naturally regulate itself if it could. I had been on this pill for 20 years. It's not natural, and that was a decision I made, and I just want to put in here, this video is not to recommend anyone go off your birth control pill. I'm just sharing with you my own personal experience. Please talk about it with your doctor or gynecologist if you were thinking about going off the pill. But now that I've been off it for 8 months, at first I couldn't see any changes, and now I honestly feel like I can't be sure, but I do feel like there have been some changes after being off birth control. I went through huge hormone shifts evidenced by my crazy hormonal breakouts that I had not had in so long. I mean, I get your occasional pimp on my chin around lady time, but I was just having extremely bad breakouts for a long period of time after going off the pill, and I know that deters a lot of people from going off of it because it's super hard to go through. You feel self-conscious. I know for me, I didn't want to film YouTube videos, didn't want to take a lot of selfies, things that matter in 2018. But interestingly enough, as soon as I noticed that the hormonal acne calmed down, it's weird that my weight all of a sudden dropped on the scale. And I just felt like I started seeing changes in my body that I had not seen in so long. So again, I can't say there's a direct correlation there. I have no proof, no evidence. I just know how my body feels personally. And I do feel like going off birth control may have contributed to where I'm at right now. Reason being, I started a cut the beginning of January. For those of you that knew that, I've talked about it a little bit. I was trying to cut my macros down, and I really wasn't seeing results. I was kind of stuck at this set point weight, and I was like, all right, well, I guess this is just where I'm at. This is just where things are going to be unless I take on drastic measures as I would in a bikini prep, which I wasn't willing to do. Now that I'm just, not in prep, I don't want to go to that extreme. My pits are always sweating on camera. I was cutting my macros and not necessarily seeing changes and getting fairly frustrated with that process. And anyways, where I'm at right now though is my macros are higher and have been higher. I've changed them a bit there, but I'm eating more than I was previously, and I've been able to lose weight. And I just feel like I'm back in the body I'm supposed to be in. I don't know how else to say it. It's really weird. I just felt like the past year, my body just didn't feel right, hormonally. And I just kind of accepted, I think, in a way. I was like, well, this is just how it is now that I'm not in prep and I'm not going to compete. This is just how it's going to be. But there was something that just still didn't feel right. And I don't know. Again, this isn't a video to promote going off your birth control pill. I wanted to share with you my experience, and that is where I'm at. I just feel better. One of the things I've noticed as well is I always have chubby cheeks. That's just genetically, I have these cute little chubby cheeks. But I felt like my face changed after I went off the pill. Like I had this like weird bloat to my face that I don't have anymore. And that I noticed right away going off the pill. That was one thing I noticed, was like the change in my face, not having that bloat. And then the other thing with the weight that I have lost, I feel like my weight loss is different than previous times. Like in my stomach in particular, like I felt like I had this weird bloat in my stomach that, I don't know, went away after maybe my hormones reset. I'm not really sure. This isn't a scientific video. I don't know a ton about hormonal balance, and it's something that I'm a little bit more interested now, that I personally sought this out. So I would like to educate myself a bit more on how your hormones impact you, because I definitely need to brush up on it, just being honest with that. But I do feel like it's impacted me. Again, that's not the only thing I've been doing though. So let's, I don't want to get too ahead of the game, but with macros, I think it definitely helped that. Here's the thing, when you're on a cut, or you feel like you're on a cut and you're not seeing the results you want, so you like keep cutting things lower and lower, what happens is I will fuck up and I'll be like, you know what? I'm sick of cutting. I'm not seeing results. I just want to eat whatever I want today and screw it. And so it turns into this inconsistent pattern of your dietary intake where you're just kind of all over the place because you can't get it together. You're not seeing the results. You feel frustrated by it. You feel stressed. You then go off track. You then try to get back on track, but to overcompensate, maybe you're trying to be too strict, which then leads you to going off track again, if I'm making any sense. That is the pattern that I feel like I kind of fell into a bit, just not knowing what to do and what my body needed. I didn't understand. And so when I kind of just stopped stressing all that, when I kind of just pushed that away and macros are higher, I'm eating consistently higher macros on a daily basis. I don't feel restricted. Therefore, I don't have these cravings. I don't have these urges. I have days where I don't track macros too. I'm not saying you have to, but I've just been at a better place with it all. I feel less stressed with food. I don't feel stressed with food, like at all. Like it's just a great place to be. And part of that is just feeling more at peace with my body. I'm in a more comfortable place with my body. And yes, I lost some weight and I wanted to feel, I was like accepting of my body with where it was at, and not hating myself there, but I just feel more comfortable now. And I'm in a place where I can take a day and like this week I'm gonna go to the New York State Fair and your girl is gonna eat good, okay? And I'll vlog it for you guys, don't worry. But I know I can have a day like that and I'm not stressed about it. I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. I'm not overthinking it like I once did. So I don't know. I think for me, finally being on a consistent schedule with macros, for me, I had to track. I know I can intuitively eat and maintain where I'm at, but for me right now, I am tracking just because I wasn't tracking for almost a year. So I'm liking this structure right now because I'm monitoring it in accordance with my training split and my training performance. So to me, it's important to kind of see those two things together. And so it's helped me that I've finally been consistent. Sometimes you either A, need to take a break from dieting altogether. You just need to take a break from it because we get so stressed out by it. And how's that impacting our hormones? How's that impacting our stress hormones and our ability to lose weight? So A, you either just need to take a break from dieting, or B, maybe you need to just increase your macros to the point that you feel satisfied, to the point that you don't feel restricted, so you can be consistent, so you don't crave all the sugary junk because it's like this, lustful thing you can't have, so you want it because you can't fit it in your diet. Maybe you need to just up your macros and follow those for a set period of time where you can get in a good flow with your eating habits. For me, it's funny when I don't feel restricted on my, if I don't feel restricted, which I put that upon myself. No one's restricting me. It's just one of those like food rules sometimes you put on yourself. But when I feel restricted, I want to eat bad things. If I don't feel restricted, if I say, you know what, Kara, you can eat whatever you want, interestingly enough, what I tend to choose is healthy foods. I want a healthy variety of foods. That's not usually when I have a burger and fries. I don't know. It's just weird how that works for me. When I allow myself to have that freedom, I choose better. The other thing that I've been doing different is my workouts. I think that was one of the biggest things that impacted me when I was trying to cut and not seeing results, is I was going to the gym doing whatever I felt like doing. I had no set training plan. I kind of had a set split, like, I'll do legs twice a week, back, shoulders, whatever. I had that all planned out. I just kind of felt like I've been training long enough. I've been lifting weights for like 6 years. I can go to the gym, I can figure it out. But I wasn't actually paying any attention to how hard I was pushing myself in the gym. I wasn't paying attention to intensity. I wasn't paying attention to if I was making any progress whatsoever. And so where that left me was long training sessions that not necessarily were that effective. Now what I'm doing is shorter training sessions where I'm like, oh my God, like, am I doing enough? But I know I am, because I am on a designated training split. And that is the split I follow. And I've been tracking my weights, tracking my reps, and following it week after week to see if I'm making changes. So I've eliminated that stress of, number one, having to go to the gym and figure it out every single time, then the stress of questioning, did I do enough? Did I not do enough? Did I do too much? All that kind of stuff. And just having a set plan. Removing the stress if it's enough and having a set plan, following it through, and keeping it in place for a long enough period of time where I can track progress and make progress. And that's been so motivating to me, because I'm not motivated right now by a number on the scale or worrying about it. I'm motivated about seeing changes in my body because I'd love to gain more muscle, but I'm loving pushing myself in the gym and focusing on, can I push myself a little harder this week? Can I get one more rep? Or can I add 2.5 more pounds or 5 more pounds? Or how much can I increase my squats? Or can I improve my form? And getting back to like basics almost, and just focusing on that. For so long I had to focus on the aesthetics of doing whatever it took to get lean enough to be on a stage. And it's so nice I'm not really focusing on being lean. It's not that I care about that. I'm focusing on feeling healthy and fit and being an athlete. And I didn't know if I'd get back to this place. So it feels really good that I'm here. And putting myself on that set training plan instead of constantly questioning it just removes so much stress. So that's a big thing for you guys. If you were like myself, that might really help you out. The other thing that I've also done with that is just focus more. I don't want to spend more time in the gym. Like, I'm not prepping. I'm at a place in my life where, like, if I'm not at work, I don't want to spend 2 separate sessions at the gym or 3 hours in a gym. Like, I like my outside life a lot. So what I've really focused more so doing is increasing my activities of daily living. Having a dog makes that super easy, but you can still get very complacent with that. So it's really been fun for me to kind of focus more on that challenge. I wear my watch where I'm always tracking. I always try to hit 10,000 steps a day. It's something I always look at. I have a desk job, you guys. So 8 hours a day I'm sitting, and then 2 hours a day I'm like driving back and forth to work. It doesn't leave a lot of time to get in activity during the day, but I have been trying really hard to focus on that. I've been taking the dog for a walk. Sometimes Jason and I will take him out twice a day, or we'll go for a bike ride at nighttime. And it's great that we're in the summer months in New York because we can do that kind of stuff right now, whereas in the wintertime we can't. But I've also been trying to go for a walk on my lunch break, even if it's just 20 minutes walking around the block a couple times to move more. I also, not always purposely, I just have to, but I park further away from where I work, so I have to walk a little bit. And just doing those little things, sometimes that in itself can help. And I've been way more consistent with that, with just being more active and not sitting as much, and being getting up more. So that's helped a ton. And lastly, the other thing I really focused on that I think has been number one in terms of just feeling less stressed has been sleep. Focusing more on sleep and really trying to push myself to get 8 hours a night. And what I found is I can get 8 hours a night. Even when I think I'm not tired, if I force myself to get into bed and close my eyes, your girl falls asleep and I stay asleep. And I am just a much happier, efficient Kara and less moody. And nicer to my husband when I get enough sleep. And that's just made me so much less stressed. Like I can just manage life and everything else better when I have enough sleep. And I don't know how I did it when I was in college and got 4 hours of sleep and did the amount of work I did while working 3 jobs. I don't know how anyone does it. And I know some people do it and they're like, kudos to you, you're a hustler. But I tell you what, in terms of weight loss and health and stress management, it's not good. You need to prioritize your sleep almost above anything else, especially if you're trying to lose weight. So who am I to tell that to my clients and not do that myself? So that's something I've really improved upon this past year, I'd say in 2018, is focusing more on my sleep and really trying to make that a priority. And you know, for me, a good Friday night is putting on my sweatpants and being in bed at 9:30, okay? That's just who I am, take it or leave it. I love it and I look forward to it and it works for me. But all in all, I would say those are the biggest things that I've been doing differently. I've kind of been doing a lot differently, honestly. Like I'm just in a very different place right now with health and fitness. I kind of feel like I'm back to like pre-competition Kara, yet I have such a better relationship with food and with my body. And while it's taken me a long time to get here, I'm just so happy to be in the place that I am and to share this passion with other people. I know so many people struggle, not just with weight loss, with kind of the self-love, self-care, and feeling kind of hopeless. And I can totally relate to that. And, you know, I just feel like things have been going really good. So that was probably a really long talk. So I'm just going to cut myself off there and say things have been going really good. And I hope this was somehow helpful for you guys and that you got something from it. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just happy and I'm in a good place. And I want to share that with you because that's what I've done on this channel since day one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any questions or comments below, let me know. And that's it. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! I get shy in the outro. I get a little bit nervous. And I say bye. Bye.